So we have understood how to take multiple input from a user, right? Whether it is of integer format or float or string, we can use comprehension technique, mainly list comprehension. You use set when you don't want to have duplicates, right? You use dictionary comprehension in the format of pairs, and generator comprehension, or you convert tuple to list comprehension. That's where it's a different case. Now we are going to understand a very important topic in any programming language is basically functions, right? So you heard the word and you generally relate some different things. I'll make it very simple, because generally when we say a function in real time, in real world, what do you see? When you organize a function at your home, you gather your near and dear ones, right? That means your birthday party or an anniversary. What do? You generally gather your near and dear ones. You don't allow the outside people, right? Because that is intended for you only. In the same way, when I call a function, or when I take the definition of a function, generally it is basically similar to a program that contains group of statements, but they are intended to perform only a specific task. Because generally, why do we need to go for functions? The main reason is I wanted to perform my specific task repeatedly, where my programmer should not write the same task multiple times. Because generally when you go to application development, one person will not build everything, right? The team will be working on different things. I take up a functionality, my person will be taking a functionality. We just relate each our task. That's where generally they are used to process data, make calculations, or perform any task. Because generally we use this thing in very widely in application management. Once the function is written, we just reduce the length of a program, or the modularity will increase, where we divide it into multiple tasks. That's where we have the concept of modules. And main thing is reusability. It is very widely used because they provide some modularity. What do you mean by modularity? A module basically represents a part of a program, right? Suppose generally if I wanted to create a login page, in our login page I do have my create account, and once account is created, you just need to sign in. Once you are signed in, you need not sign in again and again, right? Because the functionality, once you get signed in, you need not repeatedly get in. That's where it stores in the format of cache, and you can repeatedly log in again and again, right? You need not again press your username password every time. One time functionality. So that is where code maintenance will be easy when you write functions. And when you write a new feature, automatically that has to be written to the existing software, a new function can be written, and that can be integrated. So that's what happens in real time cases. Mark my words, if you are able to write a structure of a function, if you are able to clearly write the structure of a function, and you can make a very good structure programming, and that's it. Once you are good at creating your own functions, you can create your own modules, and that's where you read Python to any other field. If you want to go for testing or analysis or data science, AI, any field, it only depends on how better we are good at writing functions. And let me make it simple by understanding the syntax, and we'll work on a very simple example, and that is related to any other outside cases, whatever you take it up. So generally we use def keyword, because define is the keyword where you generally go for creating a function. We generally create a function, we write body of function, and we have function call. Whenever you take a call, that will be executed, because generally functions are of user defined functions, built-in functions or default functions, and generally you have recursive functions, anonymous functions, so many kinds, right? No worries, we'll be working on each one of them. And you see this triple quote, that is basically called as function docstring, or we write group of statements generally, which is called as suit. Now it's enough of talking, right? So what we'll do is, anyways, we'll be using our IDLE and just make it understand. So here we have discussed about comprehension part. I just wanted to take a new file and work on it. So I just keep this file name as functions, so that I relate each and every part. Now first let me start writing a very simple definition for a function. Then we'll go for syntax and take a simple example. How you define a function, how you call the function, and how does you take up the values into the function body, where you can write any of a statement. Basically a function is a block of code. Always think every point to development point, because you are not learning into an academic point of view. You just need to make sense What happens if I write a factorial program or a prime number program or even number program as a beginning case? How can I repeat it? You can create a function. That's what the difference happens, because the main concept is reusability. For example, when there is an error in the software, the corresponding function can be modified without disturbing other functions in the software. That's where debugging will be easier, and mainly modularity and maintenance will be easy. And once a function is written, reusability. So reusability, modularity, and code maintenance, debugging, and reducing the length of a program. What not? Every use case. That is the reason functions play a very key role in any programming language. Okay, mark my words, once you are good at writing functions, it is done. You can relate anything. You can relate any specific task that performs a specific and well-defined task. When I say well-defined task, you know what is your target and you know what is your input. Or basically, it is similar to a program. Generally, we relate a program with multiple statements. Whether we can take a control statements which include decision control or repetition control. It's up to you, right? It's similar to a program that consists of group of statements. So you need not worry. What are those statements? That consists of group of statements. But we generally use def keyword. That's where, if you remember the starting sessions, I told you we'll be learning about those 35 keywords. Once you're comfortable with them and you know when to use and how to use, you'll be excelling in Python programming. That's it. That are intended to solve a specific task repeatedly, right? The syntax looks like this. Let me just come up with syntax. Syntax, you generally use def keyword and you write your function name, and mind it, the function name should not be a keyword. So this is basically name of function, and that function name can be anything. Your function name will be in blue color. I'll show you, because we are writing in multiple, we are writing in description mode, that is comments. So we take arguments or parameters. It's not mandated to give them, but we generally follow them to make sure we give proper input. So you keep a colon at the end. So once you keep colon, automatically indentation happens. That is 4 tab spaces. Tab space 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a tab space. So you write here docstring. Basically, docstring is very good for giving description of the function, because when you go for application development, documentation matters a lot. So that once you are assigned to another task, whatever task you have done, if a new person comes, he should read the task clearly. If you don't maintain any documentation, it's done. It's not proper way of behaving or working environment. So basically, docstring plays a very key role. So whatever you see, whatever files I am writing, you can see comments everywhere, because that's where you need to make your thing. It's not a head of task. It's basically very simple. You just write comments with hashtag. If you want to have multiple comments, you just use triple quote, starting and ending. That's where you can have any number of statements here. This is how you define a simple function, right? You see the name of the function, and you can define your arguments or parameters, where we'll understand the types of arguments, in how many ways we can give, where we have positional, keyword, you have so many things. And this is where you describe your function, that is generally called as docstring, or we give group of statements. You write your logic here and you write your logic here. This is where you define your logic statement, and this is where you write your logic, right? To make it more easy, what do? Let's write a simple program to calculate the sum of two numbers, where a function that accepts two values and find their sum. How do you do it generally? You generally go for addition operation, right? That's what you do. Suppose if you give a is equal to 5, b equal to 25, you write c equal to a plus b. When you give c, you get 30. And if you again change the values, what happens? Again, you need to write the logic, right? Suppose if you give a is 25, b is 45, what happens now? C is 30 only. What you need to do again? C is equal to a plus b. Now c is again 70. Where our part is generally, when we go to functions, we create the logic once and we can reuse it, right? Now let's go for it. So use the keyword def, and what is the function name? And I want to create a function which accepts two values and find their sum. Why can't I give it is add function? You see, the color is changed to blue color. As I told you in the beginning, whatever you see violet color, those are built-in functions like length, type, print, minimum, maximum. We'll be discussing about them also. I create, define, add. What do you want to take? You want to take two input from a user, right? So that's where you give a comma b. You are taking only two arguments. We can take multiple arguments. Our program is, we are writing a function to add two numbers because you have multiple ways to retrieve the values. We'll be discussing that thing also. To add two numbers. That's it. Now you define add of a comma b, keep colon, automatically indentation will happen, and this is where you keep up your docstring. That docstring could be, you can keep triple quotes where I write this function finds sum of two numbers. That can be, this function finds sum of two numbers. I don't know, whatever I can give, a can be a number or a string or a float, anything. So instead of two numbers, what we can do? Let's make two items. That could be easier, right? That item can be anything. You need not worry. Now let me close this docstring. This is for the description part. And what is the logic you need to give? Obviously, you use plus operator, no? So create a variable c is equal to a plus b. That's it. You have taken c is equal to a plus b. And what if you want to see the result? You just need to give print, right? So what if I don't give print and just execute this and just execute this? Nothing happens because you are just given the body. I mean, yes, you are just given the function header. I mean, you are just given function header. This is your docstring and function logic, and there is no function call here. That's where you need to call the function to get the logic. Okay, you call the function add of, see, it is expecting two values. This function finds sum of two items. The main reason we give docstring is, you can see suggestion here. Suppose if you give 25 comma 2, okay, you are giving add of 25 comma 2, you save and you execute it. It is still not seeing the result. Why? Because where did you use print? You did not use print anywhere. So just give print here. Just give print here because we are calling function here. This is basically function call. Function call is very, very important. You can just run this. There you go, you got none because there is nothing being stored in function. Oh God, where we are going wrong? Because we are missing two things. First thing is, if you are not using a very better keyword, or we generally call it as a void statement, which is nothing but return. Because generally you see, when you go for, if you remember, help of keywords which we have discussed, when you go for help of keywords, you see, in this you have return, because return is a predominantly used keyword to return the value from a function. So here, instead of using return, you can do another way, where you can directly give print. So print of what do you want to see? You can give C directly. There you go. And when you start executing this, again you get none. Why? You got 27 here, but you got none. Once you give print in the function logic, you need not have print here. So you can remove print here and you can call any number of times. That means this is a first function call, and for the next function call, you can give anything. I'll give Saket and code. Just execute this. What happens? Saket plus code is Saket code, because you are using two strings. What not? You can give add of. What if you give two lists 1, 2, 3 and you can give 4, 5, 6. See, we are just using it, reusability. You are using multiple times same function. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For two numbers, you are adding two strings concatenation. This is second function call and this is third function call. You see, it's very simple. So this is the first way how do you get result from a function? By directly using print, right? Otherwise, we can widely use one more keyword which I have told, which is nothing but return, where return statement is used. Basically, it's a statement or a keyword we use inside a function to call the value. That's where you need to understand how does return plays a very key role. Okay, now let me use the same program and try to use return and make you understand how does it can be executed, right? So there is no change here, but what happens is, instead of print, you can directly give return over there. So you can use print in function call, return C. You are using return statement, which makes sure that it returns C value out of the function. C value out of function. That's where you are generally assigning value to the function. So here, if you want to see the result, obviously you need to have print, because if there is no print, you cannot see the result. Whatever you give, when you save and execute, the function will be executed, but you cannot see it. What you can do, if you try to give add of here, you see it is expecting some values. There you go. You can give it here. If you give it here directly, you can see the result, right? Because you are running the same program. Whatever the code you have above, it is in triple quotes description format, and you can run the function directly here. This is one way. Suppose if you give code and if you give Saket, and you can give only 2 arguments because we did not give multiple arguments over there, right? Otherwise, what you can do, for every function call, you assign print. This is where you can use it. If you don't give print, you cannot see the result on the interactive mode. If you give print, if you can directly run it from interactive mode, you need not write it here. That's where we go for reusability. Either you use print inside the function, or you use return keyword, which will return the value out of the function. That's where you see, when you run, you can easily see every output which is similar to the above statements which we have used print function. So this is a way how do you create a simple function, and you have understood where how does you can use functions, basically reusability, modularity and debugging. See, you just use add one time, and every time you keep the word add, it understands the logic plus b. Only with 2 arguments, you can give either 2 integers or 2 float values or 2 strings. Just keep this thing in mind, and you can write anything over there, right? So here you have directly given function definition, where you have used docstring, function defining, and this is your logic. You can use return or you can use print. If you use print, no need to use print in function call. But when you use return, make sure you use print function when you call the function. Once you call the function, you can write in multiple ways. It's up to you. Where generally returns C value, or in layman terms, we can say it is basically returning result. That's it, right? It is returning result. So in that way, this is how you can create a function. So in this way, you can take up any task, any problem statement, whatever even numbers, odd numbers, prime, factorial, anything, you can create a function, you can reuse it. That is the main property of a function.